calling him Finglas, by the way. Now, our next guest saw an opportunity to help the elderly in his community feel more connected, so he created an outdoor cinema for the residents of his street.
Here to tell us more about how the project came about, it's Scott Duggan. Hello, Scott. How are you doing?
Hi, guys. How are you?
Listen, this is brilliant. This is in Frankfield Terrace in Cork. So where did the idea come from, Scott?
Oh, God. I work in theatre, so I'm a freelance production manager, and my tour was pulled just when this whole thing happened. And I'm into projection. I've been doing projections kind of since I was a kid. And I was just kind of going, what am I going to do for the next 2 weeks? So I was like, okay. And I kind of was like looking around for something to do. And I saw at the end of the terrace, there was a big blank wall. And then I was like, okay, so if I project onto there, and then if I can transmit it to into each garden, that means we can all watch a movie together within the guidelines of the social distancing. And it just kind of happened from there.
How do you transmit it into the gardens, Scott? How do you do that?
So I have a little FM transmitter, so a lot of people would have them in their cars. So, you know, you stick it into the cigarette lighter and you tune your radio or your phone into it in Bluetooth and then tune in. So it's really DIY stuff, you know what I mean?
It's absolutely, I wish you lived on my road. How have people taken to it?
It's been unbelievable. It's just phenomenal. Like, I knew it was kind of going to be cool, and I said it to the neighbours over the few days that I was mulling over and kind of doing tech. And the neighbours at the end with that kind of face, the ones that were going to be most disrupted by it, turned out to love it. Claire Coe, and she's a photographer, and the two of us are just kind of bouncing and trying to figure it out. And it's been brilliant. It's just been unbelievable. And like, there's the people on the road. The community spirit is phenomenal. Like Anne, who's been living on the road 50 odd years, she's just amazing. She came out to me today actually. And she came out with a little postcard. She said, read it. And we were like kind of standing 2 meters away trying to read it. And it was from people who used to live on the road in the 70s, had moved to Toronto. They had heard about it in Toronto. And they wrote a letter and posted it to Anne to say how thrilled it was and the memories. That's mad, isn't it?
It's amazing.
It's fantastic.
And it turns out that they actually lived in... And the people who actually lived in my house. So the people who used to live in my house in the 60s saw this in Canada 30, 40 years later.
That is just fantastic. Because this it's fantastic. It's gone global as well. Because John Krasinski, he spoke about it on his Some Good News videos. In fact, we can take a look at it.
In Ireland, Scott Duggan is gaining a ton of fans by projecting classic movies on a nearby building. He's also created an FM signal for his neighbors to listen to the movies and enjoy.
Okay.
Scott Duggan. Hey, Scott Duggan.
How are you, Scott Duggan?
How do you... that's John Krasinski, Hollywood movie star. That's insane, isn't it?
It was funny. It was sent to me. I didn't know who he was, so I thought it was baseball or something. But somebody was telling me that he's well known.
So the Toronto thing as well.
It's very funny.
With the Toronto thing as well, did you get mentioned in India in their paper of record as well?
India, I think they're the only ones that have been covering me properly. Everybody else is just, but they've recognised it. And they've called me the true genius. So that's the headlines in the India Times. And it's been ridiculous. But you know what? The buzz on the street is phenomenal.
I think we saw their Sorry, Darden. I think we saw their Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. I think that's what you're playing. How do you pick the movies?
I'm going with Technicolor movies because it goes to the wall. It takes to the wall. And then, just old classics. I mean, the songs everyone knows the songs. And then, like, we'll have a chat in the terrace and see which film. I'll pick a couple and then they pick the final one,
Okay, that's fair enough. Are people just standing in their gardens? How are they watching the movies? We know they're tuning in.
They sit down. Yeah, so, basically, next door to me, Danielle, she put out her couches, an outdoor heater. The others are barbecuing. Everyone's sitting out, putting out couches and seats and putting up bunting. It's brilliant. It's amazing.
We heard stories of people having their dinner watching the movie.
Absolutely, yeah. The lads 3 or 4 doors up were sat down and had their dinner watching the movie.
And all of this, Scott, it's such amazing community spirit. You're all getting to know each other. It's fantastic. But you're doing it for Age Action.
Well, that's it, yeah. So, I said when we did the first one there 2-3 weeks ago, I said, look, Larry, let's just throw fibre ahead or whatever. So we did it for Age Action because obviously, I mean, you know, what they're going through at the moment is just, you know, you can't really think about it. So, yeah, and Age Action getting loads of publicity out of it. So we're going to do something like kind of, okay, our terrace brings in 70, 80 quid, whatever, but we want to do something bigger because they've launched a COVID hardship fund and they're trying to fundraise for it. So we've come up with the idea of we're going to do a special Sunview Terrace screening, or sorry, not Sunview Terrace, Frankville Terrace screening next Wednesday, and we're going to live stream it. So basically, if people want to, you know, get a feel for what it's like, they can live stream it on my YouTube channel and donate to Age Action. That's the plan, anyway.
It's absolutely brilliant. Scott Duggan, you're a hero. Thank you so much for talking to us.
It is brilliant. And by the way, 70 or 80 euro makes a massive difference.
It does. It's